You spend weeks nurturing your garden, only to find holes in every leaf and pest throwing a party on your plants. Here's the truth. You don't need harsh chemicals to win this battle. I'm sharing 7 proven methods that protect your garden naturally, and they're easier than you think. Physical barriers work. Ever wonder why some gardeners never seem to deal with pest problems? They're using a secret weapon that costs less than a fancy coffee. Garden mesh fabric is your first and most effective line of defense, and it works from day one. Think of it as a protective bubble for your plants. This lightweight fabric lets water, sunlight, and air flow through perfectly, while keeping whiteflies, flea beetles, aphids, and other leaf-munching insects completely out. The key is covering your beds the moment you plant seeds or transplants. Young plants are especially vulnerable, and this simple barrier gives them the protection they need during those critical early weeks. Installation couldn't be simpler. Drape the mesh over your raised beds or row crops, secure the edges with garden staples or weights, and you're done. No mixing, no spraying, no complicated instructions. As a bonus, the fabric helps lock moisture into your soil and provides shade during scorching days while protecting against harsh winds. Here's the catch. Garden mesh works best for leafy greens and root vegetables. For fruiting plants like tomatoes, peppers, or squash that need pollinators, you have 2 options. Lift the mesh during daytime hours when bees are active, then cover everything back up at night when most pests come out to feed. Or take a different approach and protect individual fruits as they develop. Those small organza bags you might use for jewelry work perfectly. Just tie them around fruit clusters, and birds and squirrels can't touch them while the fruit ripens safely inside. Prevention beats treatment every single time, and physical barriers make it almost effortless. Companion planting secrets. What if certain plants could actually guard your vegetables while they grow? Mother Nature already figured this out, and it's called companion planting. Plants communicate through scent, and some release compounds that pests absolutely hate. Meanwhile, other plants act as decoys, drawing pests away from your prized crops. It's like having a security system that runs on photosynthesis. The best part is you're just arranging plants strategically, not adding anything extra to your garden. Let me give you a real example. Amaranth works as an incredible trap crop for cucumber beetles. Plant it near your cucumbers, and those beetles will swarm the amaranth while leaving your cucumbers alone. I've seen amaranth plants completely covered in cucumber beetles while the cucumber vines right next to them remain untouched. If the beetle population gets too heavy on your trap crop, you can target them there instead of chasing them around your entire garden. Diversity is your friend here. When you plant the same crop over and over in one area, you're basically setting up an all-you-can-eat buffet with a neon sign for pests. Mix things up instead. Interplant herbs like basil between tomato plants. Tuck marigolds around the edges of your beds. These combinations confuse insects that rely on scent to find their favorite foods. Timing matters too. Get your trap crops in the ground early so they're established and attractive when pests start looking for places to feed and lay eggs. Strategic planting means thinking one step ahead of the bugs, letting plants do the heavy lifting while you sit back and watch your vegetables thrive, protected by their botanical bodyguards. Beneficial insects help. You're not alone in this fight against garden pests, and your best allies might already be living in your yard. Every pest has a natural predator that would love to eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Instead of reaching for sprays, why not invite these helpful insects to handle pest control for you? It's free labor that works around the clock, and all you need to do is make your garden an attractive place for the good guys to hang out. Ladybugs are rock stars when it comes to eating aphids. A single ladybug can consume up to 50 aphids per day, and their larvae are even hungrier. Lacewings, praying mantises, and parasitic wasps all patrol gardens looking for pests to devour. Even dragonflies help by eating mosquitoes, which means you can spend more time enjoying your garden without getting bitten. Creating habitat for beneficial insects is surprisingly simple. Let some herbs like dill, fennel, and cilantro flower instead of harvesting everything. These blooms provide nectar and pollen that beneficial insects need. Leave small patches of ground undisturbed where insects can nest. Add a shallow water source, like a bird bath with stones for landing spots. Here's where patience becomes your superpower. When you first spot pests, resist the urge to panic and spray. Often, if you wait just a few days, their natural predators will show up, and start reducing the pest population naturally. It's permaculture in action, a tiny ecosystem balancing itself right in your backyard. Trust the process and let nature's predators do what they've been doing for millions of years. Homemade orange solution. Stop tossing those orange peels in the trash because they're about to become one of your garden's best defenses. Orange peels contain natural oils and compounds that insects absolutely can't stand. Plus they're packed with potassium and calcium that plants love. You're getting pest protection and fertilizer in one simple homemade solution, and it costs you nothing since you're using kitchen waste. Start by collecting orange peels after you eat the fruit. Spread them out in direct sunlight for a few days until they're completely dry and crispy. No sun. Use your oven on low heat or a food dehydrator. The key is removing all moisture so they grind easily. Once dried, toss them in a blender or coffee grinder and pulse until you have a fine powder. Don't stress if some chunks remain, slightly coarse texture works just fine. Now, you've got two powerful ways to use this powder. For the direct method, sprinkle it around the base of your plants. As you water, nutrients slowly release into the soil, while the citrus scent keeps ants and root-damaging insects away. Over time, the powder breaks down and improves soil quality naturally. For a spray solution, mix 5 tablespoons of orange peel powder into 2 liters of warm water. Let it sit for 30 to 60 minutes so those beneficial compounds dissolve, then strain out the solids and pour the liquid into a spray bottle. Apply it to both the tops and undersides of leaves. The strong citrus smell creates a barrier that aphids, ants and other pests won't cross. Use this spray weekly during peak pest season, and you'll notice insects avoiding your plants like they hit an invisible force field. Drop a comment and tell me what natural pest control method you've tried in your garden. Neem oil applications. Walk into any garden centre and you'll see bottles labelled neem oil, but not all neem is created equal. What you need is cold-pressed neem oil with azadirachtin, the active compound that makes this natural solution so effective. Some pre-mixed bottles don't contain azadirachtin at all, which means you're basically spraying expensive water on your plants. Check the label carefully before buying, and when possible, purchase pure cold-pressed neem oil that you mix yourself. Here's how it works. Neem doesn't kill insects instantly like harsh chemicals do. Instead, it disrupts their hormones, stops them from feeding, and prevents reproduction. It's a slow shutdown that targets soft-bodied pests like aphids, whiteflies, and spider mites, while being gentle on your plants. Plus, neem has natural fungicidal properties that help prevent powdery mildew and other fungal issues. Mixing neem properly matters. Warm the oil slightly so it blends easier, then add it to water in your sprayer, along with a small amount of unscented degreaser-free dish soap. The soap acts as an emulsifier, helping oil and water combine into a sprayable solution. Aim for about 2 tablespoons of neem per gallon of water, though you can adjust based on pest pressure. Timing is everything with neem oil. Always spray in the evening after bees and butterflies have finished their pollinating work for the day. Wet neem can harm beneficial insects if you spray them directly, but once it dries on the leaves, it's safe. Target the undersides of leaves where pests love to hide, and spray every 7 to 10 days until you see improvement. It's safe to use right up until harvest, which makes it perfect for vegetable gardens. Daily garden maintenance. The most effective pest control doesn't come from a bottle, it comes from showing up consistently. Walking through your garden every single day might sound tedious, but those 5 minutes of observation prevent small problems from becoming full-blown infestations. Early detection means you catch pests when they're manageable, before they've multiplied into an army that's decimating your plants. Head out in the early morning or evening when it's cooler. That's when pests are most active and visible. Bring a small bowl of soapy water with you. Flip leaves over and check their undersides, where aphids, eggs, and caterpillars hide during the day. Inspect stems carefully. Look at the soil around the base of plants for crawling insects. When you spot a pest, pluck it off by hand and drop it in the soapy water. It's direct, effective, and doesn't require any fancy equipment. Pay special attention to egg clusters. Those tiny yellow or white dots on leaf undersides will hatch into hundreds of hungry larvae if you don't remove them now. Scrape them off with your fingernail, or remove the entire leaf if the infestation is concentrated there. 1 minute of egg removal saves hours of pest control later. Clear away debris around your plants too. Dead leaves, weeds and mulch create perfect hiding spots for pests to camp out during hot days. Keep the area around stems clean and open. If you spot damaged leaves with holes, prune them off immediately. Don't remove more than 1/3 of any plant, but do take away the parts that pests have already claimed. Consistent maintenance trains you to recognize normal versus abnormal, and that awareness alone makes you a better gardener. Smart spraying strategy. Even with all these natural methods, sometimes you need a little extra backup, and that's completely okay. The difference between smart gardening and chemical dependency is knowing when and what to spray. Organic options exist, but they should be your last line of defense, not your first response to every bug you see. Think of sprays like antibiotics. You don't take them for every sniffle, you use them when truly necessary. Garlic spray works beautifully as a preventative measure. Blend fresh garlic cloves with water, strain it, and spray it on plants before pests show up. The smell masks your plants and makes them less appealing to insects searching for their next meal. It won't kill existing pests, but it keeps new ones from setting up camp. Reapply after rain since it washes away easily. For active infestations of soft-bodied insects, diluted Castile soap can work in a pinch. Mix a tablespoon of pure, unscented Castile soap into a quart of water and spray directly on aphids or whiteflies. The soap breaks down their outer coating and causes dehydration. You need direct contact for this to work, so thorough coverage of affected areas matters. Here's the golden rule: target specific problems instead of blanket spraying everything. See aphids on your kale. Treat the kale, not the entire garden. Spot cucumber beetles on one plant. Focus there. This precision protects beneficial insects and prevents you from disrupting the natural balance you've worked hard to create. Less is genuinely more with any treatment, even organic ones. Your plants have built-in defense systems that kick in when under attack. If you constantly intervene, they never develop resilience. Let them flex those muscles, support them with good soil and nutrition, and only step in when they truly need backup. Chemical-free pest control isn't just possible, it's actually easier once you build these habits into your routine. Start with 1 or 2 methods that feel doable, then add more as you gain confidence. Your plants, your health, and the environment will thank you.
Hey guys, Arthur here. If you found value in this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this next one too.